Welcome back to another episode of Joshy K. This one's a bit of a special one for me because it's the achievement of a goal that I set for myself a little while back where I wanted to create 90 videos in 90 days when I started the YouTube channel. And as I got close to that goal, I then extended it out as we all do when we raise the bar. And I ended up agreeing to do 100 videos in 100 days. Today marks the 100th video. If you've been here the whole time, you're one of the OGs. If you're new to the channel, it's great that you're going to have actually quite a bit of content that you can go back and have a look at. So the reason I started the channel is because as a financial planner, I love educating people. There's so many things that come across my desk that seem so second nature to me because I've been doing this for quite a while, but they're often overlooked by everyday Australians, and that can lead to really different outcomes between individuals who either have the information or don't have the information. So what I wanted to do was also be very careful and clear that I don't know who's watching these videos. And so none of this is personalized advice at all. It's all general information. What I really wanted to do was give enough information during the videos that people could go, maybe that kind of sounds like me. Maybe that kind of could be relevant to my situation. Let me do more research. Go to that link that Josh told me about where I can do my own analysis, or I'll reach out and ask him the question directly and see how he can help. So that was always the intent behind the videos. What it ended up being for me, though, was just a bit of personal development. So trying to get comfortable in front of camera. I still get a little bit nervous. I still kind of start talking at the top of my lungs, things like that. Right now I'm recording in a public park, so I'm very aware that, people can walk around and they're kind of like, what's that guy doing? Just chatting to his phone. So it's been good for me just to get a little bit out of my comfort zone. The other reason I did it was, again, for personal reasons. As I embark on this next journey of my life when it involves the business, and I wanted to build up a stack of undeniable proof that I can do difficult things, because I am going to come across difficult things in the financial planning and business space where being able to do 100 videos in 100 days, it's not just sit down and record 100 videos over a 2-week period. It's, well, I want to record and release videos. Now, sometimes I do batch them, but usually only a couple at a time. And so for me, it's created this routine where, I get home from work, it might be 6 o'clock at night, and I've got this client to get back to, and, I haven't seen my wife all day, or I've got to clean the house, and it's prioritizing that time to say, no, I need to sit down and figure out not only how I can add value to the everyday Australian, but how I can package that in a way that's, clipped down to 1 or 2 minutes. And so that's been really good for me as well. And I've done it. So, I'll give myself a pat on the back there. 100 videos in 100 days, I've just come over that threshold. I suppose it's always good to share a bit of analytics as well. So just before I hit record, I had a quick look through my YouTube studio, and look, in the 100 days since I started, there's now 64 subscribers. So I started with 0, I'm up to 64. A couple of those I do discount, and I hope people don't get too offended by it. But I know for a fact that one of those is my wife. I think my brother's one of them. My dad's one of them. So I do have some family and friends who are part of that, which it's great that they're so supportive, and hopefully they're getting value out of these videos as well. But, I would estimate there's at least 50 odd that people I've probably never met before who have at least found what I've said valuable. So that's really good. On average, so the last 30 days, I've had nearly 60 hours of watch time. So what that says to me is my meetings usually run for an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the client and what's involved. So it's at least, 50 to 60 client meetings that I haven't had to attend because it's been happening in the background through YouTube. Since the start of the channel as well, it's had over 20,000 views. A lot of those views, the way they calculate with YouTube, and I'm still learning all of this, but it could just be literally as someone's scrolling, they see my face for 2 seconds, they scroll away. Technically, that counts as a view. So of those 20,000, I'm not sure how many of those I should really be considered adding value to the person. But in terms of likes and, again, watch time, it seems to be adding some value. So I am going to keep doing it, but just not to the current capacity that I'm doing it. So in terms of what's next for the channel, I'm thinking I want to keep delivering value. So I actually would like to get some feedback from everyone. So leaving some comments on the channel about things that you'd like to hear about would be really helpful. One thing I can say is someone who's just literally talking to their phone right now is usually when I'm in a client meeting, they've come to me with a particular problem and they're saying, hey, Josh, I'd like the answer to this question. Now, that helps me because I can personalize it. And in those scenarios, it often does lead to personalized advice. But as I'm explaining things, I'm getting that feedback that you normally get when you meet with somebody. So, they're nodding their head along or they're asking follow-up questions. And I'm able to actually determine if the messages are resonating. Whereas when you're recording to your phone, you could be waffling on, which I may be doing right now, or maybe the message is hitting. And the only way you get the feedback is if someone has that little bit of extra attention to say, well, I'm going to hit like on a video, or I'm going to hit comment, or I'm going to hit share. And that's the only feedback I get. So for those of you who watched a couple of my videos by now, if you can, my ask would be that you just go that little bit extra for me and just hit a like or a comment or a share, just so I get that feedback so that I know that I'm on the right trajectory, because I'm not necessarily wanting to tailor this to the audience, because every financial planner has their own style, and I need to stay true to my style, which is primarily an educator. I do love using analogies and storytelling. That's just part of it. And so, if that message is not resonating with you, then I would encourage you just to get advice from a financial planner, and it doesn't have to be me. But I'm trying to stay true to labels. So, if my messages are resonating with you, if you can hit like and share things like that, drop comments. Yeah, it just helps me know that my message is going to the right people. So, the channel moving forward, what I'm thinking is at this stage, rather than go every single day. And originally, I was doing maybe a long form video, which is kind of 2 minutes plus, and short form. So I was going long, short, short, long, short, short, and just continuing it. I'm thinking probably one long form a week, ideally around that 5 minute mark where I can talk a little bit more in depth about certain topics. And maybe two shorts that just give you that introductory. And again, if you can hit like and comment on those shorts to say, hey, yeah, tell me more about that investment property topic you were talking about, or talk to me again about superannuation or what retirement psychology looks like. It then helps me to get a little bit of a bank together on, okay, I'm going to release a whole bunch of short form, the inform on these particular topics. I'm still continuing with the Financial Streams podcast, so that's on the Financial Streams YouTube page as well. So they're my licensee, the business that I work for. So that's with Michael Harvey. So I'm going to continue doing that. We usually release an episode once a month. So I'll drop little shorts and things on my channel. I'd love to keep doing the interviews. So for those who watch, there was one with Adam McGregor or Adam Mack, mortgage broker. I really enjoyed that. Really good guy, ethical, good at what he does. And also spoke with Jason. So he's the guy who ran a marathon, and that was on the happy, healthy side of things. So again, hopefully, if he runs another marathon, I'll get him back on and pick his brain a little. But yeah, I really enjoyed that episode. So I want to keep doing that. I've got a few people in mind who I think are exceptional in key areas that I'm lacking, and that's part of the journey. It's not getting people on where I already know the information. It's how do I also level up to become happier, healthier, and wealthier? Because I don't have all the answers. And just because you know something, you're doing it and think you're good at it, doesn't mean you actually are good at it when someone else observes you. And so I'd like to think I'm a pretty, healthy guy, although I've got some habits that I know keep cropping up. My wife will be able to weigh in on that I need to take care of. But look, I'm trying to get happier as well because I do have a bias towards, output, efficiency, that type of thing, that classic type A. So trying to find little pockets where I can enjoy myself. And that's part of these videos as well. My sense of self-esteem is directly linked to my sense of contribution, is something that I've learned in the last couple of years. And so when I'm able to help people and actually can see them unlock a new trajectory in their life, that just fires me up. I love doing it. So it's great for them. It's good for me. So that keeps me happy as well. So that's why I want to keep doing videos. And naturally, if my message is resonating with people and they want to get more information, they can reach out for personalized advice. There is a charge for that. And that's how I build the business. And that's the happy, healthy, wealthy as a package. Financial planning is, I don't just say I'm a financial planner. Financial planning is what I do. It's who I am. There's no real off button with me. So, it's a good opportunity for me when I get the camera out to just talk, because this is naturally what I love talking about. If I ever go out for dinner, people start talking about the cricket and their kids, and I'm straight away going, how do we bring this conversation back to superannuation and tax and cash flow? Because that's just what I enjoy. I love talking about business, and so that's what I want this channel to be. Anyway, it's probably enough waffling from me. I thought, anyway, just carve out a bit of time. 100 videos in 100 days. This is the 100th video. If you've got any comments, suggestions, or feedback on where the channel could go, or what you really liked about some of the episodes, I'd always appreciate the feedback. Like all things, there's always that little bit of negativity that can happen online. There's been a little bit of that, but I feel like I've been quite lucky with the people that have followed the page, that have been mostly supportive and giving feedback that's very constructive. Yeah, continue to do that for me, and that way I can continue to make the channel better. And other than that, I will see you all in the next one.